watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Today expected to be mostly dry, but more rain is on the way this weekend. This comes after a wet start to the new year in San Diego. Look at this video here. We saw flooding and rescues yesterday, including at Lake Hodges in Mission Valley and in downtown San Diego, various spots around town. Trolley service was also disrupted for a few hours because of flooding. Glad you're with us here on this Friday, 6 a.m. right now. I'm Neda Iranpour.
And I'm Chris Groh, 6 a.m. here, 2026, the first
Yes.
Friday of the new year. So let's go to meteorologist Evan Irani here for a check on the forecast. Evan?
Got a nice dose of wet weather to
sure
bring in the
did.
new year.
Yeah.
Record territory yesterday. 2.08 inches came down and set the record as the wettest January 1st, the wettest New Year's Day on record. San Diego River saw about 10 feet of gain in terms of moving us into that flood range and minor to moderate flooding range. We still have this morning, as we start off your Friday, a few scattered showers on the way. It's much lighter across our county than what we've seen for the last 48 hours, so that's good news, but still be prepared for some of those wet roads out there. 48 degrees right now in Julian, 58 in Escondido, 61 in downtown San Diego. This has been a warmer storm, so that's been a plus, is that temperatures haven't been dropping too far below average. Over the next 12 hours, we have a mostly dry day in store. We should have some breaks in the clouds for a little bit of the sun to peek through at times, but otherwise overcast conditions. That chance for rain starts to jump up to about 10 to 20% again as we get toward the afternoon and evening showers. Don't expect it to look like yesterday or the day prior. It will be very light if we see anything at all. Be prepared, though, moving ahead all the way through the middle of next week for daily opportunities for some scattered showers in the mix. We're just heading toward a wet start to the new year. Back to you.
Evan, thank you very much for that. Emergency crews making several water rescues. This was during the rain yesterday. We want to show you some video. In it shows a young girl being pulled from the passenger window of a Jeep along Fashion Valley Road. We're working to show this to you, but that young girl certainly frightened. You see that Jeep right there, the blue Jeep there. And there she is getting rescued, but she was scared. Crews also rescued the driver, believed to be her father. San Diego Fire Rescue says it is unclear why the man drove into the water in the first place.
This is a real river in the middle of the city, and so as you can see, I don't think people really expect the city to be this way, but in parts of the city it definitely is. And so we just want to caution everyone to be careful today and anytime that there's water conditions that are more than normal, to pay attention.
Yeah, that's literally a river running over the road right there. In Lake Hodges, an elderly woman was swept away by a powerful current in a swollen stream. Her injuries, not life-threatening, but she was taken to the hospital to be treated. There were also problems on the freeways. In fact, a portion of the 94, look at all that water. This is the westbound lanes flooded near the Broadway exit in Lemon Grove.
A downtown homeless shelter was also flooded in the rain. Those living at the Alpha Project on Newton Avenue, they had to get out. They had to evacuate. Officials tell us they received word early yesterday morning that shin-deep water had flooded the location, with it getting worse as the hours ticked by.
When I got here, the water was about up to maybe mid-thigh. I was not allowed to enter, obviously, for obvious reasons. Even though I was very concerned about the rest of the people that may have been inside, I was not allowed to enter.
Those living at the Alpha Project were temporarily relocated to the San Diego Municipal Gym in Balboa Park. And this morning, things are back to normal at the San Diego International Airport after the rain caused issues. Yesterday morning, the airport said flights were delayed due to the weather. Officials also said airport access roads were closed due to flooding. They have since reopened.
King tides are set to last through Sunday. City of San Diego is warning they may cause flooding in some low coastal areas. This is during high tide, but during low tide, that could reveal rarely seen critters along our beaches. Look at this video. This is our very own Regina Yorita, who went out tide pooling. You see all those sea stars right there on the pier in Pacific Beach. These are pretty big ones hanging on the piling. If you go check out tide pools, the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, they offer advice They say step carefully, look closely, don't pick up or move the animals. Leave everything as you found it, so only take pictures. Don't take any shells or rocks home with you, and please don't leave any trash behind. Right now, county officials are reminding you to try to stay out of the water. They've issued a general rain advisory. This is for all coastal beaches and bays. The rain can carry bacteria and pollutants into the ocean, all that runoff. So you are urged to avoid swimming or surfing for 72 hours after it rains. As always, you can find an extended weather forecast on our CBS 8 app. You can stream it right now. It is for free. The Holiday Bowl, it's happening today at Snapdragon Stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be a cool showdown here between the Arizona Wildcats and the SMU Mustangs. Kickoff is set for 5 p.m. And if you're going to the game, the first 10,000 fans through the gates will receive a one-day admission ticket to SeaWorld. And in just a couple of hours, the Holiday Bowl parade is set to get underway.
This is always an impressive sight, beautiful downtown, being held ahead of the big game against Arizona and SMU. So let's send it over now to CBS 8's Regina Yurita live downtown. That's where thousands of people are expected later this morning. What's the weather been like for you there so far, Regina?
Well, guys, if you are coming down to downtown in person, definitely bring your rain jacket, some rain boots, and an umbrella. That's probably going to be the best way for this morning. But the Holiday Bowl parade festivities are well underway. We're starting to see more movement here. We'll try to get you guys a preview in the next half hour. But let's get to some video of what it looked like last year. Very similar to what you could be expecting today. The family-friendly tradition returns today, stepping off at 10 a.m. along San Diego's beautiful harbor front. Now, the parade will begin on Pacific Highway, passing the County Administration Building, and it will end where North Harbor Drive meets Pacific Highway. Thousands of spectators are expected to be here later today. This long-standing Holiday Bowl event features world-class marching bands, floats, entertaining drill teams, and a colorful procession of enormous balloons bringing holiday spirit to the heart of downtown. Now, the actual Holiday Bowl game starts at 5 p.m. at Snapdragon Stadium. The game is between the University of Arizona and Southern Methodist University. But in terms of the parade, it is free to view along the route for those watching in person, with a limited number of grandstand seats available for $30. Now, if you can't make it out in person, don't worry. CBS 8 actually has you covered. We're going to be catching you up on all the excitement exclusively on the CBS 8 app. So you can watch that live coverage as it's going on. Just head to CBS 8. And of course, we'll have more details on CBS8.com. Now, if you are heading in person, just make sure, again, it's going to be raining and it's going to be congested because there's so many people are coming to downtown. So plan ahead, look for alternative transportation. We do know that MTS is offering rides, and we have all of that on our website. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, you see how wet the roads are behind Regina. That splashback will happen too. Regina, thank you for that. So, of course, Evan is keeping an eye on our conditions out there. So far, just drizzle, though, right?
It's drizzle, it's light rain. Everything that we have accumulating today through the middle of next week is going to be on the much lighter side than what we already saw over the last 48 hours. You can see what the next 12 hours look like. Should be a break in there between about 8 and noon at the very least. Should be longer than just 4 hours, but for drier skies to ensue. We're even making it to the 70s this afternoon. You might have noticed with this storm, it was coming from the south of us. It was more of a subtropical storm, which allowed for warmer than normal temperatures to prevail still. We were warmer prior to that in the 70s because of those Santa Anas, but even with highs in the mid 60s, we're still generally above normal. Santee and El Cajon should make it back to the 70s briefly for today. 73 that forecast high, 66 for PB, and 69 in National City. Up in North County, 68 from Oceanside, all the way down through Del Mar, 69 in RB, and 69 in Escondido as well. Over the mountains, a little bit more mild, mainly 50s, and the deserts sticking with those upper 60s too. As we look at your rain chances daily between now and the middle of next week, we see them elevated above where we typically are. We don't normally see a 7-day stretch of daily opportunities for rain. But the totals that we'll see in this stretch should not be as magnificent, like we mentioned. The best day for rain is likely Sunday. Today and tomorrow are going to be really light if they bring anything at all, but it's more likely that we stay on the drier side. You are likely noticing, though, as you head out the door, a lot of pooling and ponding on the roadways, so be prepared to kind of kick up a lot of that moisture on your morning drive. That's going to still be a very strong likelihood over the course of it. As far as our views outside, they look a lot like this. They're impacted. So not only do we have some fog fog, some limited visibility with that level of cloud cover out there. But we also are seeing that a lot of our cameras around the county are impacted with that rainfall. Sunrise is at 6:51, so we still have another about 40 minutes or so before we get there, and then that sunset 4:55. Remember, now that we've passed the winter solstice, we're starting to see those days get a little bit longer in length. Let's check in on your drive times outside. So far, it's been a little bit slower on some of our roadways. I want to take you to the good spots first. 805 northbound, 94 westbound, and 5 southbound, all smooth to start off the day. We've had trouble getting some of those cameras to wake up this morning, but here we go. Southbound 15 at Valley Parkway. Look at how wet those roads are. Again, not too much active rainfall right now, but still enough that when you're driving on that morning commute, you may need the windshield wipers just because of how much you're kicking up. Don't panic with this first glimpse. You might notice all those icons popping up. It's not because we have 6 different crashes. We actually only have 1 crash, but 5 different icons on here noting where we have some minor flooding. That, of course, is in the Fashion Valley area for starters, but other spots around the county, you should watch for those high levels of water, especially close to our rivers and streams. The motto along the way has and will be, turn around, don't drown. Please don't cross past barricades that are put in for your safety so that you don't get into trouble in those areas. 1 crash is on the 15. This is at Valley Center Parkway. We are seeing some pretty decent backups in that area, or at least we were as of about 20 minutes ago. We'll check in on that and see what CHP is doing, but you will still notice those wet roads, and we don't know if that had anything to do with the wet roads, but be prepared for some minor slowdowns on the southbound 15 up in North County, right around Miramar. Let's check in on border wait times. Right now, it is a 25-minute wait, not bad at all, at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. OTime may say you should be able to get across with a little bit more speed. It's only going to be about a 10-minute wait in total.